All right, what's up, guys?
What's up, YouTube?
It's Monday, April 3rd?
No, today's the 4th, bro.
Yeah, today's the 4th.
Damn, the 4th.
Atrasado.
That's crazy. No, it's because, I barely slept today. That's why.
Got a case of the Mondays?
Case of the Mondays,
Monday.
It's all good, but we finally got our first guest in, you know what I mean? Like, after all this talk about him coming up and shit, but somehow finding a way to weasel his way out of this every single time.
I don't think jury duty is weaseling.
That's kind of weaseling, but because, 80% of the population kind of just throws that shit away.
We don't say throw away. You could have pretended. You could have not got it.
I don't think I want to say that, like, with physical evidence,
I guess. Most people do. Yeah. I can.
Most people lose it in the mail?
Yeah, you lose it in the mail, or they never receive it.
I'm doing my...
That's the proper... What's up, man?
What's
up, bro?
Yeah, leave it right there, man. You're good.
Appreciate you.
Thanks.
That was kind of rude, folks. Just leave it there, man.
Just leave it there.
Oh, yeah, I did say that pretty rudely.
He's doing God's work, bro.
Yeah, he is, actually.
Bro, and I'm pretty sure that's yours.
No way.
It ain't mine.
That's yours. That's yours.
We're
gonna go with.
We're gonna go so much on Amazon that you forget what you ordered.
Honestly,
first of all, that's none of your business. Yeah. Just saying. But it could be. I don't know.
Surprise.
I'm like, oh shit, I ordered this. Nah, but there's some times where Amazon ain't on that 2-day shit, and then they fucking take 3 months or it gets lost.
Or something.
He's saying that they're not on the 2-day shit when he orders it at 1 in the morning.
Yeah, on Monday, and he expects
they're same day. It's same day.
Yeah, it's got to be here Wednesday for sure.
Same day.
2 day for sure.
It's local.
Is it though?
I mean, dude, there's a warehouse around every corner now.
He's also ordering the most random shit too.
Yeah,
so they don't stock that at the warehouse.
It's coming from
don't
fucking
worry about my purchases.
Ukraine and shit. It's all backtrack. Like your wheels. Remember your wheels?
The fucking wheels. A year for some wheels, guys.
I know. Oh, but yeah, kind of like doing a little intro. We got my boy Jesse. Known this dude since I was 14 years old.
Just about.
So
over 10 years now? Going on 16?
Something like that. Yeah, we've known each other, met each other was it first week of freshman year in high school?
Yeah.
And I always tell this story. I was like, when I first met Jesse, we all fucking hated him.
I don't know if you want to speak for everybody.
I can go and say that we all dislike him.
And felt like... how do I say? Not something to prove, but it was just it's better to be an asshole, and then not be liked for that reason versus just not be liked for just not being liked.
For being himself?
Yeah.
But when we all got, the bite, the bite of death that keeps you home for a week and a half. When we all got the bite.
Oh, the vid. When we all got the
backstory of Jesse turned out to be from the douchiest douche to the bro code bro of the bros, man.
Yeah.
That's a funny story also.
But yeah, so long story short, when I first met Jesse, we were in PE class, and we were set into groups, and we were all playing football. And this fool thought he was fucking Tony Gonzalez and shit, and going all fucking super try hard. He was going try hard, dog. You had fucking the definition to try hard. It was a picture of Jesse wearing his fucking Hawthorne Cougars fucking PE uniform at the moment. But he had to wear his fucking pro club basketball shorts because he couldn't wear the ones that were given to the school because they're a little bit too short.
They were above the knee shorts.
Yeah, they were above the knee shorts.
Can't rock above the knee shorts.
Yeah, and then I think you would had gotten a 5X, and then those were all taken by the Samoans at that point when he got into
350 pound 6'3", 14-year-olds what?
Yeah, it's crazy. And Jesse was a fucking 120 pounds I think at that time.
Wet.
Believe it, soaking wet, 120.
Wet.
But yeah, so that fool didn't rock those shorts. But yeah, he was going super try hard, and then he was like, man, y'all suck, this and that, talking the maddest shit ever. And I remember I was like, yo,
I took sports seriously.
I was like, yo, we're just messing around. What's going on here? But then that was our first impression on Jesse. And then I had a little group of friends that we used to hang out during lunch and after school, and we would all take the bus back to the hood, right? Mm-hmm. So one day we were taking the bus, and then we all went to Hawthorne High School. So we would take El Segundo all the way back to the hood. So at first during the school year, he was catching rides with my boy Abel. Mm-hmm. If you don't know Abel,
he'll be a guest.
He'll be a guest one day.
We'll
but he's the infamous. His Snapchat handle is Gacho Bitch Abel. Infamous. That's another story though. Mm-hmm. So he used to catch rides with Abel, but then eventually Abel, bad scholar, got kicked out of school. You know what I mean?
I don't know. He didn't get
dropped
correction. He didn't drop out or get kicked out. He just
Stop going?
Stop going. Let's just
Okay,
say
we'll
stop
go
going.
with dropped out.
It was a choice. It was a choice.
Early retirement?
We'll go early graduation.
Yeah.
But didn't really graduate. So then this fool was like shit out of luck, and then he started walking home from school.
No, started walking to school and back home.
Yeah. So we're talking about what? This is a good, gosh, it would have to be 6 miles maybe?
About 6 miles.
6 mile walk.
It would take me about an hour and a half. An
Dude.
hour 40.
So one day we were on the bus, and then we were passing, I think it was not Normandy, Western on El Segundo, and I seen this fool walking. I'm like, what the fuck? Damn, this motherfucker walked. This was already like 4:30 maybe, dog. And this was after like I was already out of school, hung out with the boys, doing our shit, whatever, fucking not talking to girls, because that's what we did.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
You know what I mean? And then I see him, and I'm like, yo, damn. This fool walking all the way over here. And then the next day, I see him walking to school, but he was like further down. I think he might have been like on Crenshaw or something like that. Or
What
Hawthorne
time did you
Boulevard.
have to leave the house to get to school?
Because they close the gates like at 7:45 or some shit like that. Because I think school commenced like at what 8:05.
Yeah, around there, yeah.
So,
8:05.
but then they start closing the gates, relatively early. So, I'd have to leave at least at 6:30, the latest.
You were walking to school
Yeah,
at 6:30 in the morning?
Yeah, bro.
That's crazy. Granted, I was waking up at 6:30.
See, but I didn't know that. I saw the bus, but I'm like, you know what? What if like it goes around or this? And I didn't know the time schedule or anything like that. I never took the bus. I just walked every time that I went to school. I walked there. Elementary, walked there. Middle school, walked there. High school, I'm like, if I did it back then, I could do it right now. It's not a big deal. So.
And back then, he wasn't as heavy as he
Oh
is now.
no, not by as heavy. I was half the weight.
So he didn't mind walking at the moment.
Yeah.
So that happened. So then I noticed, and then I I was like, fuck, I should probably talk to this fool and see, what
I'm not breathing on the mic, right?
what's he's about. And then I was like, hey, bro, by any chance you live around like El Segundo and like Normandy or Western? He's like, yeah, like right off of Normandy. I'm like, all right. I was like, I saw you walking, dog. You walk to school every day? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, why don't you just catch the bus, dude? Oh, I don't know anything about that, this and that. So I was like, dude, it's just like $1.20. Just meet us here at fucking as soon as we get out of class, and then you can roll with us. And then that was it. This was started catching the bus with us every day. Fucking, we started kicking it.
Saved my life.
Yeah, I guess in a sense.
From the
And then now we live together. now we live together.
That's a short
Really,
version,
yeah.
the very, very short version, compressed version. But
of
it
what
works.
happened. But yeah, it worked out. But yeah, that's the infamous story of how me and Jesse met. Because honestly, because everyone always asks us that, because it's kind of hard. I think especially now, I don't think a lot of people, or especially in our age group, I think the younger age group is still like the ones that are in their like mid-20s. They still kind of hang out with their high school friends. For us, it was kind of different because when we all got out of high school, we all went our separate ways, like hard. Like hard.
Everybody
happens,
took
though.
a different. Not
Really?
always.
Does it though?
Not always.
That's what happened to me.
But then again, we had this.
What if they were all
conversation, though.
avoiding you though? Did you ever think about that?
Nah, because like we would hang out at my house. Like I would say, like a year after high school, and then once you start working, bro, it's kind of like
Look, this is the way that I always differentiate, or not differentiate, but separate. Friends from homies. Those homies that you took to your house or whatever, could you hit them in the nuts?
There is
Yeah.
that. No repercussion.
No repercussions. You're not fighting. You're not squaring up and going bodies for 10 seconds afterwards.
no, you laugh and then
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, they weren't your homies then. I don't know why they're not around, but
Yeah.
I mean that's something
they're
that we
around.
always.
But I mean, everybody's just kind of doing their own thing now. You know what I mean? I mean,
Either they're doing their own thing or you're doing your own thing.
Yeah,
Did
that's
you
probably
did
what
you
it is.
change?
Did you change? Maybe he's the one that changed,
look like
and
a
you
changer.
stopped hitting people up.
Is that what it is?
no, I
'Cause
think what
friendship is a
happened was I
two-way
started
street.
working 2 jobs, and then that's when I started.
So
doing
see,
it.
there you go. So you're the problem. You didn't make time for your homies. That's fucked up, dude.
That is fucked up, dude. You're not a good friend.
Yeah, but your homies ain't gonna help you eat at the end of the day.
Says who? So I feed you?
Yeah, dog.
There you go.
So when we were,
That's a different
when we were
story.
fucking,
Why is it
yeah.
different?
Dude, when we were fucking dead center in our brokenness of fucking high school, dog.
Okay,
we
we're
would
talking high school, though.
No.
Everybody can be-
That's where it originated.
This is where it originated, and this is where we've come to now.
Yeah.
You
But
know?
you're leaving out the fact that you two lost communication after high school for a good
Exactly. And
minute.
then when we got back in
reconnected.
touch, did
It was
anything
just like
change?
nothing
We
fucking
picked
ever
up where we
changed,
left
dog.
off.
Yeah.
Homies
I
stay
could,
homies.
I could talk to people that that we.
But you changed though.
Well, I
You
had
got
to.
2 jobs.
I had to, bro.
You know?
I had to.
Did you?
Yeah, I had
Did
to.
you? Always make time for your homies.
Always.
You need friends.
I have friends.
Do you though?
Do you? You have acquaintances, I think.
Man, that's fucked up.
Yo, can we cut that out?
Can you cut that out, please? No,
That stays. Timestamp.
No, yeah, but so yeah, like I said, like when we were fucking in high school, dude, we would scramble up like fucking $5-6 in between, like probably 6 of us, and we'll all get like fucking chicken sandwiches from Burger King.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody would do that.
No. See, you're thinking everybody got a chicken sandwich. Fool, we were sharing
chicken
the
sandwiches.
chicken sandwich.
Like we cutting it up.
The best one that I'll never forget is when we all scrambled like 4 or 5 people, or not even 4 or 5 people. It was like 1 or 2 of us. Like for example, a rat had like $2. I had $2, which was my bus money.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? It's Friday. Who gives a shit?
I'll figure it out.
Yeah,
I got 2 days to figure it out.
It's let's get what was it? The fried rice.
Oh,
for the Chinese
fried
food.
rice from the Chinese food spot.
A little box of nut. Dude, I'm talking about. It was like a scoop of rice, bro. And we always would get like 10 forks. Why?
Yeah,
because everybody will circle around and just like,
yeah, we'll get a couple scoops. Yeah,
and then somebody will have like a Sprite or just one bottle of soda. Everybody takes a swig, and dude,
and we're good.
We're happy.
Simpler times, honestly.
Simpler times.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
You know, that was the struggle, but I mean, it was a good struggle because it was like it made friends become closer and camaraderie and just sharing and doing things like that's what I'm saying. Like maybe the because I believe the friend word gets thrown out around too easily. Like, oh, you met this person? Oh yeah, they're a friend.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's my buddy. He's my friend.
Mm-hmm.
But in retrospect,
it's really not.
You just
it's not that
kind of know.
It's like love, bro. You can't just throw it out there.
You can't throw it out there.
How many people can you say right now that you love?
Not very many.
Not very many.
No.
There you go. But I bet you, like, you throw the word friend out there, just like there's nothing.
I don't know if I call people friends. My homies.
Well, I mean, that's just another word, no?
Kind of, sort of. But then what the hell are you calling somebody? You don't, like, roll up to some... even you, with your club, you don't roll any...
Whoa, what does that have to do with anything?
Yeah,
I know, why'd you stop?
Why'd you have to say it like that, though?
I don't know.
Do you call...
Is there animosity between us?
No,
I think there is, honestly.
Oh, shit. So you brought me here just to put me on the spot, huh?
No.
Oh, okay. I feel attacked. I don't know.
Wow. But, yeah, I mean... I don't know. You just got to do what you got to do after high school, I feel. I mean,
of course. I mean, nobody's saying to stop
Not
living
do
and
it.
just live with your friends and see how I fucking...
Yeah.
I mean, I'm living with my friend, but I mean, that's neither here nor there. You know what I mean?
nah, I don't know. It's different, man. You know it. You know it, too.
Yeah, but eventually, like I said, you still got to, like, make time for shit. That's what we learned. And then literally we weren't kicking it for, like, 2 years maybe, around there. But still, like, kind of hitting each other up, like, oh, what's up, dog, this and that. And then one day this fool hit me up for, like, what was it? Like, it was, like, your 20th birthday or something like that?
Yeah, it was a birthday, for sure.
And then he's like, what's up, dog? What you doing? I'm like, nothing, just getting out of class. He's like, hey, man, I'm having a birthday party. I'm like, all right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll show up, for sure. Showed up, and then ever since then, we were just kicking it, like, every fucking day for, like,
just
till now.
where we left
Honestly,
off,
yeah.
bro. Yep.
Yeah, it was just, like, an extended, like, we were like a little vacation, and then we just went from there.
And we just had to grow up a little bit, and then after that, just picked up where we left off.
And, like, the minimalist of growing up, honestly.
Oh, yeah, I didn't say mature. No,
Yeah.
we just grew up, like, with
Minimalist.
time. That's it.
Just
I didn't say
age.
we're mature. Oh, yeah, we just aged. That was it.
Yeah,
was it.
so this fool. So what happened was this fool got kicked out of fucking high school because he's a bad scholar. You know what I
Sorry.
mean? Couldn't keep up a 2.0 GPA.
First of
I
all,
don't understand how that even
my
possible.
grades were fine besides one class. Well, it was one class that I had a
was
D. It was English. It was English. And nobody hit me with that, you speak English, you should be fine. Yes, I know. What happened was laziness. That's what happened. But anyways, because I was on permit to go to that district, I couldn't have any D's like at all. So because I had that one, they're like, oh yeah, dude, like we gotta give you the boot, give somebody else a shot who actually wants to be here. And I was like, yeah, it's kind of fucked up. So just I had to go back to my home school in the hood, and well, in a different hood because Hawthorne's pretty fucking ghetto,
but not as ghetto though.
but not as ghetto.
Yeah.
That one was ghetto. First day I went there, they shot it up. I was like, okay,
Yeah,
fuck it, it is what it is.
Was it Washington? Washington High School.
Prep.
That's where you went? After you got kicked
After I
out?
got kicked out. Yeah.
Damn.
So then he learned the hard way. You know what I mean? He had it all nice and easy over there where we were at, and
Yeah.
then now he had to
Then I was like-
go back to his assholeness.
Mm-hmm.
And-
Were you on permit?
Nah, we were smart. We just my pops had a homie that lived like right behind the school. So he was like, "Hey man, can we just use your address?" And he was like, "Yeah, dude." And then that was it. I didn't have to worry about dick.
They didn't have to worry about none of that.
Don't worry about it.
They didn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, that's cool.
No,
But yeah, so me and this fool, like, we all fucking started clicking, this and that, doing our shit in high school, just doing nonsense and everything. And then the day that we found out that this fool was like the real homie was the day
that's a story right there, man.
He chose bros over hoes, like, legitimately. So this
Down
had
to
to
the
be
T.
like this had to
Down
be
to the
like
T.
fucking sophomore year, I think.
It was
So we're all
sophomore year.
we're all like already close, like we've been kicking it for so long. So we all knew our ins and outs in this. So this fool ended up getting a little girlfriend, you know what I mean? And then we started seeing, you know, the change. It happens. It happens to all
Okay,
of
hold
us.
on. But
Man.
to my defense, the change was happening next to the homies.
Yeah.
Because I didn't leave them.
He didn't.
She didn't like that.
But yeah, so this fool like would start bringing a girl along, and then we're all like, "Yo, like this fool bringing a chick along, like what the fuck?" Like we can't
Typical
say,
high schooler, right?
We can't say like the normal shit we do. But then eventually we just stopped giving a fuck, and we
Yeah.
still like this would be sitting down
I probably
talking.
got like about a week of like
yeah,
filtration.
filtration, and then after that it was just
like
It was
free
game
range.
on.
just
Free
game
range,
on,
yeah.
fucking raw dog, pretty much, dude.
Basically.
So this would be chilling with this girl in the same little bench that we all kick it, and then he'd be like in a conversation, and then the homie Rudy would come up and just hug him from behind, like nibble on his ear or some shit.
Nibble
like that.
on your ear?
Yeah,
Full nibble, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Full
Damn.
nibble. Y'all made it high.
yeah, he
like,
wouldn't
nah,
say
fuck
shit.
it,
So
you know?
we would do shit like that. Like they'll be having conversations. They'll like be walking to class, and then we'll come up, and then we'll like smack this fool in the ass, like type of deal. You know what I mean? At times we did go a little bit overboard because he was like I think the first guy in our friend group that had a girl coming along in our little like circle. Because the homie Rudy had like girls, but he wouldn't bring them along.
No.
Like it was just like he was at
He
school.
would separate.
Yeah, he would separate it. He
Yeah.
was with the boys, this and that. So he wouldn't do that.
Would you say he was the smarter man for doing that?
Smarter? No. Wiser? Sure.
Probably, yeah. He
Yeah.
was a little bit older than us
Yeah.
too. And then not only that, we're all afraid of him to a certain extent as well. So like we would fuck with
He
him.
was
but
a
then-
much more mature person, like mentally though too. So I guess he knew how to handle it. I was still in the learning curve. You know what I mean? I was just happy that fucking the girl was talking to me.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
like dude, I'm in.
yeah,
you know?
like definitely.
Like,
I'm definitely cooler than you. I'm pretty sure
Absolutely.
it crossed his mind
Yeah.
just a bit. Like, yeah, I'm definitely top of the food
I can't
chain
recall,
for sure.
but I'm not gonna deny it. You know, I can't recall.
Yeah,
though.
so we kept doing shit like that, right? So I guess eventually it started creating tension. Like these foods were like disappear during lunch every now and then, like they disappear, and we're like, oh, where's bitch ass Jesse? And that's where the infamous came from. Where's bitch ass Jesse? Bitch ass Jesse. And then like I think one day she had like a conversation with you, and then she's like, oh, like I just want to hang out with that like all your friends and shit like that, right?
Oh yeah, so we had the I guess popular, girlfriend boyfriend talk. And she pulled me to the side and was like, hey, you know what? Like, I just want to let you know I'm getting a little fed up of, like, always having, to be with your friends and, never having any time. And I'm like, I'm trying to be, like, respectful and understanding. So I'm like, no, I completely understand that, but I'm like, you have to understand also, like, they were here first, so they got dibs. Just kidding. But it was more so like, all right, fuck it, let me try to figure out how to, like, separate the shit, But I didn't want to, like, shine off the Br0s, you know what I mean? Because that they didn't deserve that, and at the same time, like, I'm trying to give this whole relationship, high school, whatever you want to call it, thing a shot, an actual shot. So I was like, all right, cool. How about this? You know what? Let's just, on Friday, let's go and we'll go have lunch after school. And it'll just be us. And that was easier said than done because I said that out loud, and then she was like, "Oh, super happy about it." Like, all right, fine. Like, I'm actually taking the time to, separate that and then go and spend time with her. And then once we like left, and then I'm like just thinking in my head, like, how the fuck am I gonna do it? Like, you have to understand when I say that I was with these guys all the time, it was all the time. And if I wasn't with them, they'd find me.
Yeah, we all knew each other's schedule.
Yep.
We all knew which path we always walked to get wherever we were going. Like, we knew our ins
Their
and
homerooms,
outs.
everything, bro. Like,
Dude,
Let's
everything.
give the viewers an idea because you've told me about it. How many people are we talking about?
Like in our group, in our like at our
At the
all-time
bus,
high,
who would-
or at the bus,
At
would
the
be,
sacred bus time meeting spot,
I
how
think it was
many?
like 6 or 7 of us.
I
right?
was at least 10. The big group was like 20.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
at
There was
school.
a
It was a good
yeah,
amount.
Yeah. It was
But
like
at the
20 of
bus-
us.
The
it
ones
was-
that were always taking the bus down back to the hood was
like
basically
10?
like at least 6 or 7.
Yeah.
At least 6 or 7.
Yeah, because those are the casual, solid ones that are always, always going back home.
And we're
With the other
talking
bus.
different ethnicities. right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like white
everybody.
fools, Hispanics. We had chicks there sometimes, obviously, but it was because they were catching the bus too. They weren't really like in our
Right.
group,
With
but,
you.
like, but still we acquainted with them.
They knew who we
people.
were because they're like, oh, here comes the fucking
here comes
annoying
these-
ass
yeah,
little
these
group or
annoying
whatever. Yeah.
Who they're always like probably staring at us and shit.
Y'all
But yeah,
weird.
so
Yeah.
this fool's plan was to like dip and go to go eat right after.
What was the date at? We'll set the scene.
Well, no, okay. So the funny thing around Hawthorne, you had Burger King, you had Jack in the Box, you had
the pupusa spot,
the
I think.
pupusa spot, yeah, which is Misacatecas, I believe,
and then the Mexican spot,
The-
and then the Chinese food spot.
the Chinese food spot that's now Cougar Burgers, which is ass,
Yeah.
R.I.P. to the Chinese food spot. So I told her like, hey, where do you want to go? And typically, if we weren't at the Chinese food spot, we were at Burger King, which we got kicked out of, by the way.
Yeah, we did.
So I was like, yeah, let's not go to Burger King. How about we go across the street, to Jack in the Box? Fuck it. Yeah, at least it puts a street in between it, and hopefully they don't.
Yeah.
Typically we don't go to Jack in the Box. I'm like, all right, fuck it. Maybe I might be able to disappear there. And so as the bell rang, for the last class, I dipped. I ran, bro. I ran.
We
I
did
took
the Naruto run.
I took a route that we usually don't like through classes that I normally don't take, simply because I knew that these fools were somebody that we knew was going to be in one of these hallways. So skipped all that, found the girl, was like, all right, let's go. And then she's like, why are we walking so fast? And I'm like, no reason. Just let's get over there so it doesn't get crowded, whatever. Nobody goes to Jack in the Box. Everybody would always go to Burger King. So anyways, cross the street, get there. She's all happy. We order some food and we're sitting down. And,
So then they're having that. So then that's going on while we all get out of class. And then we meet in our usual spot. We're all chilling, this and that. 5 minutes go by. 8 minutes go by. 10 minutes go by. Damn, where's bitch ass Jesse? I don't know. This fool probably ditched us, huh? And then we're all like, yeah, man, probably did. And like, did you see his girl around? Like, nah, we haven't seen her. And like, oh, they probably fucking ditched us. Oh, whatever. Fuck that fool. So we all leave.
Okay, but in your head, were you thinking like, all right, cool, we're gonna let him do his thing, or was it in the intent of you guys to go look for him?
No, not exactly. Because then we were like, oh, whatever, fuck this fool. Like,
it was like a whatever thing. Like,
Yeah.
when we say like, oh, fuck this fool,
because
it
at
was-
that time we had the fucking Nextels too, and we're chirping this fool, dog. Sending them alerts, chirping them. Beep, beep, beep. Like back in the day, you had the Boost Mobiles and the Nextels. We're alerting this fool, dog.
alert.
Not picking up. All right, so fuck it. So then I don't know exactly what we were doing, but we went to like the 405, the Jungles area, and then we went to Burger King, and then we're walking back, and then I don't know who pointed it out, but then he saw someone saw Jesse and his girl at the window. Like,
Why did you sit at the window?
there goes bitch ass Jesse,
Dude, so the Jack in the Box was really small.
Uh-huh.
Like the lobby or the eating area was only like about 6 or 8 tables.
Okay.
And they're all in the front, and since it's right next to the street, it was all windows. So I'm not looking towards the street. She is. I'm basically looking at the menu or the cashier. So she's looking out where she can actually see like Burger King and the street and
closer.
everything, and everything going around. And so we're eating. I'm thinking like, all right, like I saved myself. I'm doing the right thing. Everything's going good. Yeah, my phone's blowing up, but I mean they'll understand. I'll tell them later on. Just blame it all on her and
Of course.
and just make amends and all that. And then so I the funny thing is, dude, like I was just nibbling on my fries and I was about to take a bite of my burger, first bite, bro. And then I just hear her say, "You gotta be fucking shitting me," and I'm like, "What?" And then she just goes like this and just, puts her hand over her head. And I'm like, the fuck? I'm like, what's going on? And then I look back and it's just these motherfuckers. Ah! like fucking minions running across the street.
Now El Segundo Boulevard, there's 3 lanes on each side of the fucking
So it's like a total like a 7-8 lane street. It's a
plus
big,
the parking, like people would park on the side of the street, right? So then we're running. We're like, yo, this is Jesse. Let's go. And then we're all running. It's like 7 or 8 of us, dude. We're stopping traffic.
Yeah.
We're
You're like horns honking.
The homie Rudolph, he was like the weirdest one out of the whole group. This was like,
You're like, you ever see like those car advertising little thing? He was doing that while running across the street.
That's how he would run sometimes too.
So whatever, they come inside and they're just making and we're the only ones inside Jack Box. So it was super quiet, the ambience super chill. We're just chilling, doing nothing, just eating. And then it just fucking goes from 0 to 100, dude, quick. It's loud. Everybody's like, yo, bitch, why'd you leave us? You can leave us? And I'm just sitting there like, oh, I'm just taking the hits. I'm like, all right, whatever. It is what it is.
Like, we're sitting next to them, like, in the chairs.
They pull up all the chairs, and then she's fuming, bro. She's fuming. She was a lighter-skinned chick, so she got red quick, And I'm like, dude.
And we're taking this with fries.
They started eating my food. They started eating my burger, which is fine. Like, I had no problem with that. I'm just like, yo, like, how am I going to fix this with her, right? And, our buddy Rudy, which was the oldest one in the group, he sat down next to me. He's just hugging me. Like, what's that, dog? He's like, just smiling, like, just like, hey, what's going on? Like, just teasing, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, nothing, bro. We're just right here. Yeah, we're just right here chilling, And then she gets up and she snaps, bro. She's like, why the fuck can't you leave us alone? Like, and then he looks at her and he just ignores her, right? And then he's like, hey, fool, like, how you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm good, bro, whatever. And she's just mouthing off, bro. She's just talking mad shit. And I'm hearing her, I'm like, fuck. Like, in my head, I'm just trying to process everything. Like, what should I do? And, she said some foul shit where, my buddy got offended. And I told him, like, hey, bro, you just mind, leaving us alone? And he's just like, all right, dude. And then he respected that, whatever. Whether he respected it or he took it the wrong way. Yeah. Either or, I couldn't say. It's just how I, felt the vibe at the situation. So he rounded everybody up because, everybody listened to that fool and everybody left, right? So they leave. She's sitting there. She's just like, tapping her feet and, hands crossed. And she's fuming, dude. And I'm just sitting there like, damn, did she just mouth off like that to my boy? Like, he didn't deserve none of that. Because, like, if you're mad at me, be mad at me. Like, don't let it out on them. They're just being their casual, usual selves. You know what I mean? She never knew them to be, like, calm and, like, distant or giving that type of space. You know what I mean? We're literally, like, smother everybody at any point in time that we, or any chance that we can get. So... And then she just starts mouthing off, and she's like, I can't believe you let them do that. Like, you let them disrespect me and this and that. I'm like, hold the fuck up. Like, I didn't let nobody do anything. And I'm like, dude, we're just chilling. Like, I didn't call them. They just came. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, no, back up, And then she gave me that, an ultimatum, basically. It's like, hey, dude, it's either them or me. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, keep in mind, I will say this, a little PG-13 little thing right here. I lost my virginity to that girl.
Ooh. So there's like
this is when it gets fucking interesting, right?
I lost my virginity to that girl. So it was the only thing that I knew. I didn't have like girls lined up or anything like that. And that was my first one. Usually you kind of like fall deep or hard for that one. Yeah. But I was, in my head, I kind of just waited, relatively quickly, and I was like, you know what? Like, nah, that's just wrong. Like, there's, like, dude, homies are homies, but they're never gonna be a girl. I'm just gonna say that right off the bat. They're never gonna, do girl shit, So, but again, that wasn't enough. I was like, nah, like these are my boys. I can't do that. And I already felt like I already had let them down by just telling them to leave. You know what I mean? So that was already like weighing on me hard. So I'm like, you know what? I can't believe you, like, you're putting me in a situation where you would ask me to, like, choose you or my friends, the friends that have been there longer than you have, and, who could very well be there later on for me if I need the help. And, I'm trying to work things out with you, but you're already putting me in a situation that makes me very uncomfortable. So I was like, you know what? Don't worry about it. Like, we're done. I got up and I left, bro. I ran, dude. I'm gonna go get my boys, and I'm fucking running, dude. She's not a runner, she a track star.
Yeah. You know what I mean? We were already on our way to the bus stop that we usually go to. That's like probably like a block.
These blocks are long, so it's at least a quarter mile away. Yeah. At least a quarter mile away.
So we're already on our way over there. This was running, dog. And then we're waiting. The bus is coming, and the bus is actually
The bus is already coming. Like
it's running.
It passed me, bro.
So then we look, and then this fool's like fucking huffing and puffing to get to the thing, and then we're like, oh, here comes bitch ass Jesse. You know what I mean? And then,
so I already knew they already had like an unspoken deal and shit. They're like, we're gonna give this with a silent treatment. Because I get on the bus, fool, and they're all just staring straight, bro. Like they're ignoring the shit out of me, dude. They're they're like shouldering to the max, dude. And I was butthurt. I'm not gonna lie, I was butthurt. I was like, damn, my boys, you know, my boys. So I sit down next to Rudy, and I told him like, hey, dude, like, you know, I want to apologize. Like that was fucked up. You didn't deserve none of that, you know. And you know, I hopefully you accept my apology. And just to let you know, like, you know, she put me in a situation where she told me basically choose you guys or choose her, and you know, like where I'm at. You know what I mean? So bros before hoes. He's like, nah, dude, I got you. You fucking the usual friend that. And the worst part was, fuming homegirl is fucking speed walking on the other side of the street while we're on the bus. And I'm like, look, we're done. We're broken up. That's it. It's over. So, I mean, it just goes back to like, you know, bros before hoes, bro. You know what I mean? Like it just.
And then that's when we knew Jesse
was a solid
guy.
And to this day,
9 out of 10, most fools probably wouldn't do that. Yeah, honestly, like
you're right.
Honestly, I mean, but yeah, that was like in a nutshell for like our first little experience together. And I always find
where like your friendship was put to the test.
Yeah,
bro.
I always find that shit funny.
You know, because I mean, dude, nowadays, like, I mean, I'm sorry, dude, but like I said, girls will do girl shit.
Would you make the same decision now?
Absolutely, without a doubt, no hesitation.
Yeah, but we're
because I mean, at the same time, how do you respect a girl that puts you in a situation like that?
Yeah.
You know?
This is true.
You know,
yeah.
so.
And we're older now, so then like, you know, some girls are mature now too, and then they also know like the legitimacy of like having like legitimate friends is like kind of rare. You know?
It is rare.
So
it is rare.
It's that'd be like super fucked up to put someone in that situation. Obviously, you have like toxic friends, and you can like talk about this and that. Like we're pretty toxic in the fact that we're like immature in a sense, but we're also mature at the same time
when it was necessary.
When it's necessary.
But like we kind of had like it's like an unspoken model where it's like, dude, you don't have to take everything seriously all the time.
Yeah,
just fucking be free and do whatever the fuck you want to do. You know what I mean? So, but anyways, have you ever been in a situation where your bro card was tested? Because my shit was seal stamped, certified, and laminated, bro.
Yeah.
You know, I can't say that I have because I was always the dude who didn't have a chick.
Really?
Yeah. Up until my senior year of high school, that was like, and I regret it. Yeah,
you regret that relationship?
Yeah, fuck yeah. I should, because that's like the best time. Like that's when like it's the best time to be fucking free.
What, last year of high school?
Yeah.
Oh.
With all the shit going down.
Yeah.
All that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. You guys seem like you come from a different vibe. Or did you go to your prom?
No.
Did you go to your prom?
No.
So, I mean, it was different. Like, yeah, it was just, and then that first one that I got into was just the most toxic fucking relationship I have ever. Well,
I've never heard of a good first relationship.
Honestly,
you know,
yeah,
so there's that.
It was gnarly, dude. It was fucking gnarly.
You
like I said,
elaborate a little bit.
I don't know if I want to really talk about that shit, bro. Honestly, but it was just like, damn. It was one of those like, fuck, this is fucking.
I mean, mine wasn't damn. It was pretty fucking generic, you know, like boy meets girl, girl meets boy. They talk, they hook up. And girl tests the guy's bro card, and then just, you know, yeah, you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say like, yeah, I didn't really get tested because I still like that was the thing. Like I still got to hang out with my boys more than it wasn't even like I had a girl, but there was a title there. It was weird, dude. It was weird. Okay, my boys were more the ones telling me, hey, fool, you know, you need to fucking cut it, bro. Like, that shit is in me not listening.
See, and that was never, like, advice that we gave each other. Like, oh, yeah, you shouldn't be with her, this and that. Like, we just weighed out the pros and cons. Like, hey, bro, like, you might want to watch out for this or that. But at the end of the day, the ultimate choice is yours, obviously.
Yeah.
Again, we ain't girls. I mean, you know, they gonna do stuff that we can't do.
Yeah, you know? Just that. It was different. It was definitely probably shouldn't have done that.
That's why I always thought it was probably the best decision to have like either girlfriends or like girls that you're friends with at another school. You know what I mean? I
Oh,
went
of
to another
course.
school because you're able to fucking do your shit with your boys at your school,
At your
and
school.
then just worry about her like on the weekends. You know what I mean? Like dude.
Okay.
Like how's that not dope?
No, I mean
you know?
it's the same thing. Like I guess now, like in the mature state, like you don't want to work with your significant other.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, dude, you need a break.
Yeah,
Like as
like,
much
you
as like,
already,
oh my god,
like-
that'd be amazing seeing you every day. Nah,
No,
buddy.
it's not.
No,
I like my
buddy.
space. You know?
I need to breathe. You
I
know
need
what
to
I mean?
breathe. I like
let me be
you know,
myself a
let
little
me
bit.
let me log into Pornhub. Like, you know what I mean? Like what the hell? Like dude,
Don't judge me.
Dude, don't judge
I need
me.
those judging eyes. Yeah, no, it's all right.
Yeah, so that's one thing too. I tell people like, yeah, if you're in a relationship, you work with the person. I don't know how like that works out because you already like, say for instance, if you're not living with the person, but you're at least someone's trying to see each other almost like constantly, right?
Mm-hmm.
So imagine like you're seeing each other at work, and then like you still want to see each other constantly. I get it. There's people like that.
Maybe
that
there
like
is.
their best
But
friends.
I feel
nothing
like
to
the
knock
people who
it.
are
You know,
like that are
Nah,
toxic. Though.
I feel like in a relationship,
'Cause
you
I-
need,
I feel like
you need
they're
to
not-
miss the person.
correct.
yeah,
There needs to be
yeah,
a chance
there
to.
you go. To
But
be like,
I
you know
am
what? I
also
can't
very
wait to hang
guilty.
out.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can't wait to hang out with her. You know what I mean? Type of deal. That's how I.
Well, yeah, because
see it.
I believe in that sense you show more affection at that point. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's hard to be. And what do you talk about when you've been at work and you know you're seeing and doing the same things?
Yeah. What do you talk about?
What do you talk
Like,
about?
that's-
Like you
it's-
can't. Like dude, that's why you know. Oh, you.
Oh
you know,
yeah,
about
like
the
did you like at work something? This and, yeah, I know. I was there.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Yeah. Man.
But did you hear about something? Yeah. I heard about it. Oh. Okay.
So, but again, you were saying that you know you handle something a certain way just now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. What are we talking about? High school still? Or are we talking
No,
about?
we can talk about whatever you
Whatever
want.
you
Bro.
I mean,
want, dog.
I don't know.
Whatever you
we want to
It's
know
just-
the
I
man,
feel like
the myth, the legend,
Mm-hmm.
Krusty 1950.
Krusty 1950.
The guy behind the glasses.
The guy behind the glasses.
The guy behind the 5-window.
Mm-hmm.
5-window Chevy.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. I just feel like if we go back, if we're on the top of high school, I feel like I probably should have not done that. Because there was that's a whole story for another
But
day.
if you didn't do it, then you wouldn't have learned or had the
appreciate what you probably
the
have
wi-
now
the
or
wisdom
something
or
like
the-
that.
the-
Yeah.
Yeah,
respect
yeah,
you got
definitely
now.
different vibe from what I got now. And
So it's like you can't be like, oh, you know what? I wish I wouldn't have, because at the end of the day, it's like you'd learn from it.
yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. You got to go through that to see what really works out for
Correct.
you.
Because you know
In
what
the
not to
support
do next,
system that-
like
yeah.
later on. You know,
Yeah.
for sure. You think if you were put in a situation where your bro card was tested now, how would you react?
That's interesting because you know what? I feel like where I'm at now with my relationship that I'm in now, I feel like there's an understanding where, you know, since we're at that point, it's like you got to have give and take where, you know, hey, you need to go do your shit with your homies and I need to go do my shit with my homies, and then also make time for each other. Because I'm the prime example of look at what I do now. I work 7 fucking days a week. If you think about it. If you think about it in context, maybe
I'm
don't.
busy.
Yeah.
I'm busy all
Yeah.
the time. I'm
I mean,
grown up.
I'm so grown
Nah,
up.
I'm
busy.
not. I wouldn't say that. It's just like, you know, looking at this dude, man. I mean, he's a prime example of you know, surrounding yourself with people that you want to be like you guys. You never bash on each other about what you guys got. It's always trying to grow together. You know what I mean?
Right.
As people that you want to surround yourself with. So, like, I use this fool as a prime example all the time, too. It's like, damn, this fool did it. He's a couple years older than me, yeah, granted. And you went through the shit, the struggles of, you know, going through what you had to do. How often did you work to be able to have what you have now?
Yeah, a lot.
You know what I mean? And that's what you have to do. So, I mean, balancing that and then balancing a relationship, I don't know. I feel like it's tough, but, you know, you have to find the right person who's going to be there with you and understand that that's how it's going to be and support you.
Yeah, because you're not going to see each other every day.
No.
Or you might see each other for an hour. You know what I mean? So sometimes the people have to understand that. And it goes both ways. It's not just on women and it's not just on men. You got to both know that, because there's some guys that, oh, no, yeah, I want to see my girl like every day. Or, you know, or they're horn dogs and shit, you know?
Yeah, and that's
it
not
is.
how it's
What's
going to
wrong
be,
with being
bro.
a horn dog?
No, there's nothing
I
wrong.
advocate
nothing
for
wrong-
all the horn dogs out there. Like, there's nothing
Shout
wrong
out,
with that.
shout out.
You know what I mean?
You guys are people
if
too. You
wanna,
guys have
get
feelings.
your jollies multiple times a day. That's 110% okay.
Yeah, but it's like, granted, like, that's true, because like in my 20s I was working a lot and still going to school and this and that. I didn't have a stable relationship due to the fact because I was always doing shit, you know. So
And then you found out what you what works best for you.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's different, you know what I mean? And yeah, I feel like for me, it was finding somebody who's going to be down with what I do and see my end goal. And what my end goal is to be able to achieve what, you know, I want to achieve in life. And I feel like I found that person, and she's supportive of what's going on. You know what I mean? And understands, like, hey, look, we're going to have to make certain sacrifices. But then at the same time, too, it just can't be like, okay, you're off. We got to hang out with each other. It's not like that, because obviously, you know, you got to make time for your homies. Just like, you know, building new friendships with people who...
I've noticed from being 18 to being now 30 going on 31.
Damn!
You had You're right behind me. you had a certain amount of friends back then, and as the years progress, one or two is slowly falling off. Because you don't have the friends that you had back then. That's what I'm saying. It's like friends. It's a two-way street. It's just like any other relationship. You got to give and you got to take. You know, and you got to protect that. Why? Because at the end of the day, do you want to be 50, 60 years old and calling up who? Nobody.
And that's what I
literally just had a conversation with you guys off camera, like about some random dude, you know, hitting me up because he just turned 46, right? And you know, he was super happy to, you know, to for me to have answered, you know, and then he's happy, you know, had a 3 hour long conversation between fucking 1:30 in the morning and 4 in the morning. And he was stoked, you know. Granted, he was probably drunk, but he was stoked. You know what I mean? It sounded like he didn't have many people to call. You know, he was just happy that I answered. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, like, I don't want to be 46 one day and be going through my contact list like, yo, who's gonna answer me?
And you know what? And you're right.
That's raw, dude.
And you're right. And I, you know, from doing what I did when I straight got out of high school and, you know, learning how to, you know, maneuver through all that shit. When I finally got to the point where I'm at now, where, you know, my boy helped me to get my license, and, you know, everybody helped me out to get where I'm at today.
Your stripper
you know,
license?
Yeah, my stripper license.
Nice.
Yeah. So now it's to the point, like you said, dude. It's like, homie, we're all pretty good friends. I could say that. I could vouch for that. You know what I mean? It's like now I get where you're coming from with that, because now it's like, you know, I try to balance it out more. Try to, like, okay, you know, maybe today I don't need to go work overtime. I don't need to go do that. You know what I mean?
That's one thing that that's like my unspoken model. Like, dude, work's always going to be there.
Yeah.
Always. You know, this little memory that you have here, this little thing that you go do there. Hey, man, it might be that little reset you need in order for you to keep motivated and keep going to work and working those 16, 18-hour shifts because you're working 7 days a week or whatever the case is. Yep. You know, you got to learn to balance that shit, dude. Because, again, you know, we come from a background where, like, our parents, you know, all they did was you know, from being a kid to being grown adults, like, all they ever did was work.
Yep.
You know, granted, yes, they have certain achievements like houses, vehicles, all their kids were fed and all that. That's great. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like, did they ever do anything for themselves? You know? Yeah. And that's saddening, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
And I will say this, I'm trying to make this house move right now, so I am working a little bit more than usual, but yeah, definitely, dude. I mean, even in the short span, we've known each other for a couple years now.
A chubber.
No. For a couple years now. But even hanging out with just in the mornings like we do, look at how many fucking things have happened to us.
Yeah.
From fucking getting shot at.
Oh yeah,
just crazy shit. Like you said, if I would be.
This was in Mexico.
No, it wasn't. It was in Compton.
It was in Compton.
Okay.
But like even shit like that, like just.
Yeah.
Everything we fucking.
It's funny. It's interesting, you know, and it's life.
Never a dull moment.
At the end of the day,
never is,
you know, and if life.
But that also depends on who you surround yourself with, though.
That's true too, as well. And you know, and
if
life is dull, it isn't
like
really worth the living.
Rat shit with your friends.
Yeah. We were not involved. We were just passerbyers.
Yeah, wrong place, wrong time. We were driving. Well, I was driving, and then we're going down Central Avenue in Compton. And then
why were we going down Central Avenue?
Oh, we're going down Central Avenue
in
Compton because my sister forgot her keys in her car. So then she hits me up. So then we got to go to the Smart and Final to drop off the keys. And then I asked her for Red Bulls, and she didn't have Red Bulls at the Smart and Final. So then I was like, oh, let's go to the 7-Eleven. That's across the street. So I take the 7-Eleven, and then in order to leave the 7-Eleven, we had to go south on Central. Driving down, I'm talking to this one. I'm like, yeah, dog, like this is where we kind of grew up. You know what I mean? I was in and out over here. I had friends over here. So I was familiar with the area. and I was telling him how like it's changing. You know,
Best Buy warehouse.
Best Buy warehouse. You know, there's people moving in. They're trying to bring up the community, and then we passed Br0s Street, and then this was like looking, and then he sees like a group of guys right outside, and then he's like cracking a joke. Oh, look, they're having like a blood gathering or something.
Yeah,
like,
I said that, and then I was looking, and then they were kind of looking at the car, and I was like, all right, maybe I shouldn't.
Yeah,
maybe I should look down.
Be staring. All right, cool.
So then we're driving, and then out of nowhere we just hear pop, 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 and then I'm like, oh shit. So then I look at my mirror, and then he looks, and then those guys, those guys that were standing on the sidewalk were all hopping over the fence,
jumping over the fence. And
what time was this?
This
was at 12 o'clock.
It was 12 o'clock
on a Friday
during the day.
Yeah, during the day. Yeah,
broad daylight.
No filter.
Yep.
Homeboy is straight hanging out of the car. Pop, pop. I'm like, dude, what does this guy decide to do?
Oh, I'm not granted. Like we're coming to a stoplight.
By this guy, they mean rat.
Yeah, we're coming to a stoplight, so I'm obeying by the law.
I'm like, dude, fucking drive, man. There's fucking people being shot at literally in broad daylight. Homeboy's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna stop. I'm like, fool, fucking take the light. I'll help you pay for the fucking ticket. I'm sure the cop's gonna be cool with us taking this fucking light right now.
I
don't know.
Yeah,
who pulls you over, sheriff or CHP?
That's a big difference.
That's a
but
huge
yeah,
difference.
so that was one occasion, I guess, it would happen. But that's cool.
Typical Friday.
Typical Friday for at least, well, not now, but I guess back in the day it was, honestly. But we're good.
That happened like now.
But hey, changing the subject. So my boy Jesse, he's for the past year he's been working on a little Miata project.
Yeah.
That he got hooked up by my boy Junior Sandino, infamous.
Shout out to my boy Junior.
Yeah. I can fix it. Yeah. Strap
He's
off.
our let's just say our homie mechanic.
Yeah, he was our homie mechanic.
Ditched us for Arizona.
Yeah.
So I hold no animosity towards him. Fuck that guy.
A little.
You know. But nah, it was his car. It was funny because when I first met him, what was that, like 3 years ago, 4 years ago?
3 or 4 years ago, probably, something like that.
I didn't know he had a Miata. I didn't know until I actually went to his house for the first time because I think somebody was getting something installed. I don't know if it was he was working on Hugo's Tacoma, installing suspension.
Or he was working on Oscar's Ram.
Or Oscar's, yeah, correct. So I went over there. I saw the car, under a car cover. And I asked him, what car is it? And he's like, oh, it's a Miata. I'm like, no fucking way, you uncovered. I'm like, oh, that's fucking tight. And it's interesting enough that I told him, like, hey, dude, if you ever decide to sell it for whatever reason, let me be your first call. And he's like, oh, yeah. His signature,
sure.
right? And left it at that. And then a year ago, sometime this month or last month, I got the call where, he said he had to move because of work and whatnot, and he couldn't take the car with him. So I was like, oh, so you're selling it? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, dude, all right, fuck it, And I'm like, fucking shoot it. I wasn't, figuring I was going to buy a car or anything like that, but, figured, I said what I said, and I wouldn't mind a Miata. Like, dude, it was like the car that I chose in Need for Speed, you know what I mean? Like,
so was it a car that you had, like, thought about, like, oh, I'd want to own one?
No, I always thought they were cool. I always appreciated Miatas.
Okay,
we've always, seen them on the street. We always get excited, like seeing like a Volkswagen Bug, like, oh, like it's a Bug, things like that.
The infamous Miata story that I like is we're out in
Pacific
Palisades, and we're waiting on the light. And it's like a pretty cool turn, and some fool just fucking took it hard and just drifted
straight up downshifted and drifted throughout the whole turn.
And we all looked at each other. We're all on our bikes. We all looked at each other like, yo, that shit was tight.
How about that Miata though? Yeah, that shit was hard. And so yeah, it's a car that I always appreciated just because, again, I played it in Need for Speed, Underground. It's one of my favorite cars. I just thought it was, adorable at the same time that it's like a little sports car, so I thought it was cool. So I never thought that I'd actually own one. But I've always appreciated it enough to be like, what, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when I first bought it, I bought it as a daily, and I just wanted something to just take me to work because I have a truck and it's just gas being what it is now.
And then also, my boy is a fan of the drive-thrus.
Thank you for bringing that out.
So, kind of like, long story short, my boy has a Sierra, GMC Sierra, and he has it like on a 10-inch lift with like big wide tires on there, so he cannot fit to like 98% of any drive-thru.
Yeah, that's about right. Because I can fit a couple of, like, I have to go do reconnaissance first and like drive through in a different car, like, take out my tape measure, like, I might fit here. But then most of the time, like you said, 98%, I don't fit into anything. So when that opportunity came to purchase that car, I don't know if you guys know what a 2000 Mazda Miata looks like, but it's probably as big as this table.
Just
I barely fit, and so it literally goes pretty much through any drive-through, So I was like, dude, that's gonna be a huge plus. So, that was I think after I got the car, my first drive was to a Starbucks drive-through that I could not go through in my truck. So that was great. But
instead of the grocery getter, it's the grub getter.
the grub getter, I guess.
If I can get groceries through a drive-through, I'll do it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
he would. I know he would. Yeah.
Like even on a curbside pickup, I don't even fit in my truck all the time because sometimes they're usually full, and I don't fit in between
and
cars.
The little fucking 13-year-old chick needs to like grab a ladder to go give you your shit.
Give you your shit and stuff.
So it's like the Miata's perfect, bro. Granted, I can't take nobody in there with me. You know what I mean? Nobody fits. But it's.
I barely fit in the passenger seat.
Do you really?
Yeah, because my boy has a fucking iPad stand.
I took it out. I took it out. It's actually up there, but I took it out.
He had an iPad stand in there, so I would have to sit like this.
Yeah.
And there's no seatbelt for the passenger.
There is no seatbelt.
But yeah,
there was.
But then when he installed his roll bar, he kind of had to like eliminate that.
Delete it.
It's the seatbelt delete. Yeah, weight savings, bro.
Yeah,
weight
that's
savings.
what it is. But yeah, give us a little rundown of what you got on your little Miata.
It's a 2000 Mazda Miata NB1. It has a 1.8 liter.
He's like looking at it right now.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Can we try to edit in a picture?
We'll throw a picture in later on. My boy Junior had the engine pretty much running fantastic. He had dressed it up a little bit with some wrinkle red powder coating valve covers and intake manifold.
Nice.
So it was very presentable when you would open up the hood. Could have been a little bit more cleaned up, sure. Junior, whatever.
Damn,
but I
Junior.
when I initially bought the car, it was just supposed to be a daily. I wasn't supposed to throw much money at it, maybe some tires. Typical first thing that I did, I had to add 10.
But yeah, hold up. So when I talked about the previous podcast we did when I was like talking about my bike and what I needed to order, when I brought up Jesse, this is Jesse. When you talk to Jesse about any little project that you have, you're gonna fucking come up with some different ideas and you're gonna spend some money.
Yeah.
So continue.
Yes. Again, bought the cars daily. It had no tint, so that's like an unwritten rule. You purchase any car, if it doesn't have tint, you put
especially
tint.
in the hood. Like we grew up in the hood, so first things you do, the same thing when I got my car, you get tint and you get beat.
So
that's
okay. in that order, okay? Because I don't want nobody seeing me. You know what I mean? If I'm picking my nose and stuff, like I want privacy.
Like in Seinfeld, you know what I mean?
Correct. Seinfeld.
Outside,
shout out to Seinfeld.
Outside
great
the
show.
nostril. You ever seen that?
No.
Okay.
He was just going like he was going like this.
And the
but
chick,
from this side, it looks like you're picking your
nose. Yeah.
So
it was a hot model chick.
If he had tint, he wouldn't have had that problem.
He wouldn't have that problem.
Just saying. So
makes sense.
Yeah. So he couldn't smash in that episode for that reason.
Yep.
Just FYI. So anyways, tint lets you smash. Anyways, so first thing I got was tint. Next thing I got was beat because I'm like, dude, if I'm gonna be driving, I'm gonna be stuck in a Starbucks drive-thru. Have you been there for 30 minutes? Yes.
Yes, we have.
So you need beat. So I did that. I had a little stereo. I had a little subwoofer. Cool. I was happy about it. And then
he put a what did you put, an 8-inch or a 10-inch?
12.
Oh, it's a 12. It's a 12 in that
just
small
one
little
single
ass
12.
fucking trunk.
We'll
do a little video. We'll do a little video and we'll post it here so you can see the fucking.
Yeah, it
took the whole fucking trunk.
It did take. Granted, the trunk is small.
Like I thought my shit took over the fucking trunk. I can still put like my
you can put your skateboard,
and
a backpack, or something like that.
I have two 10s in there, and then the Evo's trunk is small.
Yeah.
But you took the whole fucking thing.
I mean, it's a relatively small trunk. So I did that, and then I was actually happy with that for quite a bit. And then for some odd reasons, I get a phone call from Junior. Just one random day. He's like, hey, how you liking the car? And I'm like, oh, it's great, dude. He's like, oh, yeah, man. Like, it has such great aftermarket support. And I'm like, aftermarket support? I'm like, okay, like what, bro? And then he's like, oh, dude, you can do this. You can do that. You can turbo it. I'm like, hold the fuck up. I'm like, who's making the turbo for this car? He's like, oh, dude, like you could piece one together. There's this company, Flying Miata, that makes a whole ass kit. And I'm like, no shit. And I go on my phone and I'm like, hey, dude, like just send me shit like brands and companies that you recommend or trust. So, I can just go and, when, say I'm on the can or something, you're going to be there like 15, 20 minutes, just scroll and start doing your thing and doing a little bit of research. And typically I do that with anything that I own, whether it been bikes or, trucks, cars, whatever the case is. Guns.
You get balls deep into it. Or at least you try to.
I try to.
Yeah.
I go on YouTube and I'm like, all right, what's, recommended? What's, the more popular, modifications or this and that. So I go to these companies that he recommends, and dude, there's an infinite amount. You could literally rebuild the entire car with brand new aftermarket parts with like carbon fiber this or turbocharger that, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 piece wheels. You know what I mean? And just an infinite amount of modifications. So,
which is interesting because we started recently looking, and you can practically build a brand new car.
Yeah.
You just got to have the money with it. Like frame, fucking shell, everything. Like your truck.
Yeah.
They have the whole shell for it. Like it's insane.
Yeah, it's well, those hobbies, they know that people are willing to throw money into it.
Oh, yeah.
Now, granted, I'm not going to disclose how much money I spent on this car because, for the
I
one
can
specific
give
viewer
a little,
that might be watching, like,
a little assumption.
she ain't supposed
Always
to know, so I'm just going to go ahead and say it was under $3,000.
He spent more money than what the car is worth now.
Absolutely spent more.
So we can't even know. Me and him have been talking about this on the side just to kind of think about what you have into it. Do you know in your head?
Oh yeah. I have a ballpark and I don't like the ballpark, bro. So what happened was, in the beginning when I just added, the tent, when I added the sounds, and then I believe I bought like an intake maybe, and then
you bought the trunk cover.
The trunk lid, the carbon fiber trunk lid,
and then, looks sick.
Oh, and then the strut bar.
And then the strut bar. But you ordered the wheels.
I did order the wheels. That was actually
That was probably the first biggest purchase, right?
That was the first purchase I ever did before tint and before beat. But that was I knew that was gonna take a while. So granted, I thought that was gonna take a few months, but
it took almost a year to get the wheels because they're
not even
Japanese.
Not even touching the heart of the car, just with the stuff that you named: tint, sound, wheels, trunk, carbon fiber. What do you say you're at right there? What could we know that number?
I can break it down and you can add it up yourself.
Just there.
So tint was $300, dude. Okay. I believe in quality tint.
My boy got the 3M.
I got the 3M ceramic.
Of course.
So and it's only for 3 windows, which is sad because if you, like I said, if you look up a 2000 Mazda Miata, this shit's tiny. Yeah. But the tint was $300. The trunk lid was $450. Carbon fiber, and that's on the budget end of the spectrum. Mm-hmm. My strut tower brace, which is a 3-point made in Japan aluminum strut tower brace, that one was quite pricey. I think that one was about $500, like $550, I believe, because of shipping.
Sick,
it's cool. Nice. We'll probably throw clips in there if we can later on.
We'll do that.
The stereo itself, I had to pay a premium on it, even though it's a basic Sony AX1000 or some shit like that. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Bluetooth, all that good stuff, touchscreen. But it's a very basic radio, but because of the whole shortages during COVID and all that, I think I paid like $400 when it's actually like a $300 stereo.
Okay.
But I knew I was going to have to bite the bullet because remember when we went, and then
nobody had
anything, and I wasn't about to buy. What did they have? Boss. I think the Boss brand, which I think it's very popular on Amazon, but
so about $1,750 so far.
And that was just a stereo. The subwoofer with the enclosure was $300. And wiring kit was like another $300.
$350.
Yeah. So
damn.
And then. What else? I think that was
the wheels.
Wheels and tires. Oh no!
No! It was just wheels. At that point, it was just wheels, and wheels were $1,800.
Nice.
Yeah,
But then tires, you should throw that in there too, because a lot of people aren't realizing tires are expensive.
Tires are expensive. So pre-COVID, you get a set of 205/50 R15s for like under $400. I paid over $600.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
just on that stuff alone, we're kissing almost $3,000.
$3,000.
Yeah, and I paid $5,500 for the car. Nice. So and again, when I first got the car, You know, I wasn't doing like a parts list.
Yeah,
you know,
he wasn't planning on.
I wasn't planning on
building it.
Because
Right.
not only that,
Building.
because he wasn't too familiar with the Miata world as well. So
Correct.
that's why
I
when
didn't know what was-
Junior hit him up, he's like, "Hey man, you can do all this, and that." Which is granted because Junior probably wanted to do all that, but then like he was in the middle of like going to school and doing this and that, and then he had just
Not only that, he
bike.
had his 240.
He has a 240,
which
as
is
well, that
another
he's
car
building,
you know,
and
that he's building.
He
So
continually.
when he opened
building.
that Pandora's box, I got into it, and
Just
sorry
went-
that I keep looking over there, but the car is literally right there.
just
So I
went
just
in.
yeah. So so the reason that I started doing a parts list was because again during COVID and everything was on back order. Everything was sold out. Everything was just unavailable. So when I would get the chance to buy things, if they were on back order, I would. So there would be like 3 or 4 items that I bought that I knew I wasn't getting the next month, 2 months, 3 months. So to not forget that I already had dished out money, I started doing a parts list. So I'm like, oh, well, I put these 4 things that I got to keep an eye out for. Let me just add everything else that I already put into it and whatever. So, you know, as the weeks go on and then one part here, one part there that's on sale, one part that's available, you know, that list got longer and longer and longer. And one day I was watching a video on YouTube of like, oh, how much does it take, you know, to get your Miata to look from this to that, which was basically a stock Ford Miata to, you know, a semi, you know, relatively nice looking, you know, car with, tasteful mods. And this guy ran up a bill of about, and this was aside from the purchase price of the car.
Yeah.
He ran about $8,000 on just modifications, with just simple things like, you know, door cards or stereo seats, you know, gauge faces, steering wheels,
and we still
roll
got
bars,
labor to
and we still got labor to
like
exactly.
That,
he didn't add none of that. He was just literally what he paid for the products, right? And he ran up almost $9,000 bill, and I was like, oh my god, that's insane, you know. And I'm thinking that dude's a fucking madman, because who the fuck puts $9,000 in a $2,000 car?
Yeah.
Well,
You know,
we
I'm
here
like,
already
there's no way. I'm like, there's no way.
Kissing it right there.
And then I'm like,
I'm
like, yo, I got a list too. That'll be fun, you know. So I'm add this, add that, add that, add that. Hold the fuck up, add that.
Damn.
I'm like, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna put my phone down. I'm like, I couldn't continue, and there was still stuff left in the list. I will not disclose how much I spent in the car, but it's a pretty penny.
Yeah.
And granted, she's not done yet, but I am very, very happy with how the cars came out. Again, probably throw a little clip out there, you know, for car enthusiasts.
Yeah, for sure. And then, but you recently just got your turbo kit installed in it as well.
I recently got a Fly Miata Stage 1 turbo kit installed. That was probably the biggest item or kit that I bought for the cars thus far. It's a $4,000 kit. But I mean, you're getting
Do the math,
twice.
guys.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Do the math.
that's a $4,000 kit.
That's not installed, by the way. That was just
Now we know why he
$4,000.
stopped calculating the
Yeah,
list.
no, there's
And then there's labor.
and then there's labor, and then there's still things that need to be done to the car to get it to its final form.
But it's safe to say that you're in it now.
Oh, I'm in it, dude. So this car, I actually want to give to my son when he gets older.
There we go.
Yeah.
So
my boy Lucas. Shout out to my boy Lucas.
My boy Lucas.
My boy Lucas asked the deal.
And right, he's 7.
Yeah.
No, he's 6.
Six.
He's about to be 7.
You're about to be 6.
Oh shit! Edit that out. Edit that out. Thank you.
Keep it in.
I know his age.
Bad dad.
So initially, again, I wasn't gonna put money into it.
Famous
but then,
picture up? Which one? Put the famous picture up of Jesse holding the child.
Oh yeah, we'll do that too of him holding Lucas.
When you first got him, and you're just like.
It wasn't when he first got him, but it was probably in the first month.
It was in the first month.
When we were in Santa Monica, remember? You
Oh,
feeding
yeah,
him.
yeah,
And
yeah.
you just see that you're just like, damn,
Well,
I have a child.
Dude, I honestly, first of all, when I was having a kid and I found out that, you know, my girl was pregnant or whatnot, I mean, it didn't dawn on me until like we're actually in the hospital. I'm like, yo, like, dude, this is real. Like, you know, this
Like,
shit.
I'm in charge of this.
Like, she's not just bloated, bro. Like, you know, like my girl's having a fucking baby. Like, oh shit, you know.
We'll put
And not only that, I will say this: if you're ever planning on having kids and shit, Don't tell me your baby's cute in the first week.
Oh, hell
that's
no.
not true.
I say that shit
That's
all the
not
time.
true.
Like,
That
oh
fool
my
looked
God.
weird as
no, here's the thing. People be like, oh, it looks
I'm into it right now,
it
bro.
looks like so and so, this and that. And I'm like, nah, it's a baby.
It's a baby.
Give it like 6, 8, 10 months, maybe
Yeah.
a year, and then we'll start
Yeah.
seeing some facial
Yup.
features. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But sometimes those fools come out like red, pink,
Bro.
purple, like with their heads in the cone and shit.
Dude,
And then they got to be wearing them helmets
let me
to like
tell you,
fucking
yep.
set the head up.
Let me tell you. So whatever, he's
Oh,
born.
and then yeah, my boy Lucas, he's half Asian.
Yeah,
so
he's
there's
half
that,
Asian.
you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
So I mean, he looks nothing like me. When I have him, he looks stolen. But when he was born, they took him out. They put that little Vaseline thing on his eyes, whatever, and they cleaned him up and cool. And they let me hold him, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like I literally was like weirded out because I'm like, his head is all fucked up, and I'm just like, dude, like what the fuck? And I didn't. Like you're in the hospital. It's like you're at the mechanic, right? Like your car's there, and you're like, it should be right. And then you turn it on, and there's still some clatter. You're like, you get the fuck out the car. You're like, yo, what's this? So I said, I had the same concept. I'm in the hospital. This is the only place they're gonna fix this guy. They can't give me a broken. You know what I mean? So
hey, yo, this thing still got warranty.
There you go. I'm like, this is brand new. Like, there's no way,
0 miles, boy.
Exactly. So I go to the doctor, and I tell her, I'm like, yo, like, why is his head like that? Like, what'd you guys do? And they're like, oh, no, don't worry. It's going to settle. I'm like, you sure? So keep in mind, like, my girl's in the bed, like, getting, like, worked on or whatever, and doing their own thing. And I'm over here having this odd-ass, awkward conversation with the doctor, like, yo, I think my baby's head's fucked up. You know what I mean? I'm like, this is not going to stay like this, right? Shout out to my boy Lucas, like, I love you and all, but, like, dude, like, I was worried for your head, dude, because, like, okay, so, like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be very transparent. Like, my head looks normal right now because of my hair, but I have a really fucked up bad part on the back of my head. I didn't want him growing up like that. You know what I mean? I could never go
come up. And the problem is, he's not thinking about like when he's growing up and shit. He's thinking about like the boys, like talking shit about
exactly.
his
I'm like, yo, like, I don't want to roast you.
No one is safe.
No one's safe.
Boy,
yo, with the foreign flat having
yeah, no. He's like a child, like.
So I asked the doctor, and they're like, oh no, like it just happens during the birthing process. It's like their head is not like solidified yet. It's like it's just still forming, and exactly you just got to be careful because it's like soft. It'll form and harden or get all normal later on. And I was like, all right, cool. And well, you were about to wrap it up. Don't worry. Yeah, we got you. Got a little warning.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I'm glad I got that taken care of. And
did you have to wear the little helmet thing?
No, luckily no.
Oh, so it's just
no, that was
settled.
Just, it's just.
Man, he's fresh out the womb, bro. He had to squeeze through a little hole.
I figured that much, but it was like I still had to worry about that. Like dude, I didn't want to be like, what if he comes to me later on when he's like 15, like, yo, dad, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
Y'all fucked me up.
Like, you couldn't ask, like, yo, like, who did this to me? Nobody asked about my head.
Yeah.
Clearly, you know what I mean? So like, yo, like, so I had to make sure I did right by him. Had a little awkward conversation with the doctor, but we settled that. And just to, for all the viewers out there, his head's fine.
Fine, yeah.
He's good, He could fucking fade it up. You can see, he can
Yeah,
do that low cut.
My boy's got that thick-ass taper on him and shit, know. So, and he's also smart as hell, so he got nothing from Jesse.
Yeah, nothing. Again,
nothing.
Stolen.
He's smarter than me.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's not saying much.
Oh, but I'm saying he's smarter than me, and he's 6 years old.
Like, my boy is reading, like, quantum physics.
He had quantum physics for babies.
Yeah.
I am 30 years old. At the time, I was like 27. I tried to read that. Had no chance.
Yeah, so the dude's like very intellectual.
Yeah. Back to the car, though. If you ever have a hobby that you're into and then you're just thinking of, that you're just going to have a daily, well, you're going to need a daily for your daily. So I suggest you just buy 2 cars, right off the bat. I'm not joking, bro, because, like, dude, you get bit by that bug where, you're like, damn, you could do this, you could do that. And, anything that I've owned, I've liked to have
your stamp on it,
Yeah, it's like it has to be me, you know what I mean? It's not everybody's flavor.
I feel like that's how a lot of us are. We justify that by saying, like, I thought I was gonna daily Cresty. I'm not even gonna lie. That's what in my head it was like.
Daily an 80-year-old car.
Yeah. I was like,
right.
yeah, this is the daily. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, and then you get into it and you're like, oh, well, I want to do this, then I want to do that. Then you look at it and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
Same
not
thing.
doable. Like I said, buy 2 cars. You'll save yourself a lot of headaches. You know?
Yeah. So
'Cause
when you're
car
working
will be
on
in the
one,
shop, you know, every other week or so.
yeah, and you'll be able to use the other one to get wherever you need to get going.
We need to. How do we wrap up our thoughts here?
I don't know.
This was a cool one because, like I said, if you come on and you want to talk about your car, you want to talk about whatever.
I didn't want to talk about my car. They brought it up.
Yeah, we brought it up, but this is like something that's that's a part of you right now, And then granted, like how you have like your little by you getting a Miata, it kind of opened avenues where you met other people with the same
let me
car.
just say that right out loud. The Miata community is insane. Is absolutely insane. 90% of everyone is super friendly. They're super, like, hey, you got a Miata? I got a Miata. It's like that Spider-Man thing where you're like, you, and they're all staring back at each other. Mm-hmm. Dude, it's dope. Everybody's, like I said, I've had very good experiences with a lot of people. Met a bunch of people. Met a bunch of very interesting people, which if any of you guys want to come on here, and speak your piece and then just say how much you don't like me, that'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Or you don't like them, that's fine too. Because, dude, maybe you guys are tired of seeing them and you don't want to hear them talk anymore,
That's it. That's
so
cool.
there's that.
Yeah, shout out to those fools. What's the group called right now?
SoCal Roasters.
SoCal Roasters. Look them up.
Find them on IG.
Yeah, look them up on Instagram, and then you can look up my boy Jesse on Instagram as well. What is it? Not yo
_NB1.
Yo is YO.
Not yo.
Not yo.
One word.
NB1.
But to wrap it up, I was just going to say that this is how if we have a guest on, we'll kind of maybe steer a little away from the current events.
Yeah.
And talk more about what you guys want to talk about.
We can also bring up current events.
You don't have to talk about your deformed baby. Just saying.
You don't have to talk about
your
your
high
school
sweetheart.
sweetheart.
But if you want to, you can. You don't have to do that either.
Yeah, you don't have to do that either. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say this is probably our best guest we've had so far.
Oh, this is the best guest we've had so far.
The hype was real because we were trying to get you on since the second episode, but you couldn't get up past fucking 11 o'clock in the morning.
Me and my beauty sleep, dog.
My boy needed to sleep like 9 to 10 hours.
Yeah,
top,
at least. Yeah.
And then he got pulled into jury duty. And
I had to do my civil duty.
What did he tell me the other day? He's a federal employee, bro.
I'm a federal employee.
He needs all his hours of sleep, bro.
Yeah, so
absolutely.
There's that. So we'll go ahead and end it on that. If anyone else wants to come on, we got, you can see right now we can bullshit about anything from kids to fucking cars.
Yeah. No one's safe.
No one is safe. And then, like and subscribe our page. We're very appreciative of all the views we're getting.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
100%. And then we're still trying to get a video to 250 so my boy James can do the shoey, even though his girl tried to weasel his way out of it.
She cares.
Where I'm pretty sure he brought it up. And she's
absolutely.
Like,
he vented like, oh my God,
I didn't bring it up.
She's like, you need to change the rules because eventually you're going to get 250 views. I'm like, no. It's already on film.
Are you telling me that women just bring up random things for no apparent reason?
Why are you saying that, dude?
She's in the medical profession, bro. What do you
expect?
What? I can't.
Nothing's gonna happen.
You're gonna take that, bro.
Yeah, she's like, I gotta kiss that mouth. Yeah, well, okay. Like, you think he hasn't done worse things before? I seen this guy eat Cheeto Puffs with literal like dirt and oil on his hands.
That was a fake post.
It was real. It was real.
I mean, not saying that.
I don't know why she talks like this.
You ever work on your car and you want a snack?
I'll put it on this. I'll put the video of him eating the Cheeto like this.
I'm pretty sure I've seen it also. I just don't want to, I don't like to rat on nobody.
I don't even want to say. I don't even. Like, comment what color you want to see this man's hair. Because we're going to have one of the homies from the car scene in here. And she's going to paint his hair live while we're doing a podcast. We might even do it at the shop.
I mean, I didn't agree to this yet, but I guess
okay, just half his hair.
It's already thrown out.
We'll do half your head?
Yeah, we'll do half.
Whatever. It's
one
like
side.
whatever. I'll do
left side, right side.
I don't really care.
Well, if
whatever,
somebody comments what color they want, we'll do it.
I mean, there's got to be a catch to it. At least let's get to 200 views on a certain video.
Views.
Why is my set lower? I gotta live with it. I gotta live with it.
It's only half. It's only half.
He has to fucking just drink something real quick.
But what if he has diarrhea?
Yeah, what happens with the repercussions of that boot, dog?
Nothing's gonna happen. You'll probably
his girl won't kiss him.
Okay.
His girl won't kiss
Chico.
him.
I will do a Topo Chico out of the boot.
Alcoholic Topo Chico?
Yes.
All right, cool. We'll do it. Okay,
That's fair.
We get 200. I'll do the hair
200.
thing.
Plot twist, it kills the bad shit in the boot.
Yeah, it probably will. But who knows? Yeah, like and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram. And then we'll see you guys on the next one. And
Appreciate it. Thank you.
We'll see where this goes. All right, guys.
Later.